God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. The sons of men in those days took from the cattle of the earth, the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and taught the mixture of animals of one species with the other, in order therewith to provoke the Lord. And God saw the whole earth, and it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted its ways upon the earth, all men and all animals. 200 donkeys, 200 asses, 200 rams of the flock, 200 goats, 200 beasts of the field, from every animal, from every bird, for miscegenation. We have all seen fossils of dinosaurs. Modern science teaches that these creatures that are found were part of evolution, and that they no longer exist because they evolved. Well, we know that evolution is a deception, and is easily proven to be an error. However, what are the fossils and creatures that are found that are claimed to be part of this evolution? The answer is simple. It is a clever way to hide what was going on in the days of Noah. If we ponder and think to ourselves, why are these creatures not around today? The answer is simple. God wiped them out because they were corrupt flesh of mixed species one with another. We see these creatures mentioned throughout the Bible, and the orders were always the same: total eradication. How clever of modern science to use these creatures as a way to prove that evolution explains these species' supposed transitions, when in fact, when we look at a lot of these fossils and creatures that are found, we see some interesting features. Most of these mixed species seem to only have one goal: to kill, eat, and destroy. Most of these creatures that are found are very terrifying looking, and I can only imagine what it would be like to see one of these things living. This also fits the narrative given to us in Genesis that violence had consumed the world. Just imagine these creatures roaming around, killing, eating, and destroying everything in their paths. The town's physician, Dr. Cabrera, recognized the outlined image as that of an extinct species of fish. His curiosity piqued. He sought more of these stones. Gradually, the villagers knew that he was interested in these strange objects, so they gave him what is now his collection, something Cabrera calls his library of stone enigmas. The stones came in all sizes. There are small ones that can easily fit in the palm of your hand, and there are rocks as large as a dog. All of the stones have images that have been carved with continuous lines etched into the rock surface. The etching reveals a lighter color than the original dark varnish of age, yet the etched groves also bear traces of this varnish, indicating that the carving was done in very ancient times. One could easily attribute these stones to any pre-Columbian civilization, were it not for the uncanny and unmistakable pictures of dinosaurs, humans flying on pterodactyls, and vivid scenes of what appears to be human heart transplants and continental world maps. Sofia Melowitska is a geomorphologist who was commissioned to investigate the rocks, summarize their content, and comment on their authenticity. After studying a collection of the Ica stones, Dr. Melowitska said that she was in a state of intellectual shock. The art that surrounds the entire rock face shows evidence of an advanced civilization that knew about surgery, the history of man's past, but how? Melowitska is one of the scientists now trying to direct the attention of professional research towards this mystery, but her battle is a tough one. Unlike clay figurines that have organic material, like straw, in their composition, there are no organic materials in plain old rock that will tell anything of its age. Traditional radiocarbon dating techniques rely upon organic material that was once alive to determine age. The surface of these rocks, however, has a varnish. It is the result of bacteria and minute organisms which have adhered to the surface. A good black varnish, or patina, will take thousands of years to discolor and coat each stone. Etching these rocks would have removed the existing varnish, revealing the bare rocks. Since these rocks have developed additional varnish in the grooves, it seems likely that these were hand-carved in very ancient times. It's very clear in the depictions of these stones that we see very violent imagery. We also see certain individuals riding these dinosaurs, which could possibly be giants, using these creatures to kill and destroy others, including killing and eating of other men. It is of my personal opinion that I firmly believe these stones are very strong depictions of what was going on in the days of Noah. The fallen angels that were around during the days of Noah, that were creating these disgusting beasts by mixing one species with another and teaching mankind to do the same. I view this as no different than the Roman gladiators and the blood sport that went on. I view these depictions in the Ica stones as the same type of blood sport. We can clearly see in some of these stones that some of these creatures make no sense, and it's very clear that they are genetic hybrid creatures, especially this one. Also, in other stones, we see what looks like DNA. We also see depictions of serpents. In almost all these different stones, we find serpents laced throughout, also showing what seems to be the worshipping of the stars or fallen angels, which are depicted as stars. It is very clear what we see recorded on these stones, and they are very sinful acts. And these are all addressed issues in the scripture. These creatures and these acts were all abominations, and explains why they were wiped out during the flood. Mainstream science will simply and absolutely not touch these topics or subjects. They merely try to write these off as either fakes, hoaxes, or frauds, and try to do their best to cover up the real history behind these archaeological finds, because these types of finds prove evolution is a farce, and it also proves the timeline of the scriptures, that dinosaurs were around the same time of men, and this was what was going on in the days of Noah. And as Jesus forewarned, that these types of activities would be going on again in the end times. We are already seeing the emergence of the hybrid technology, the blending of species one with another going on before our very eyes, just as Jesus forewarned.